Great recipes start with Odlums. Proud sponsors of Catherine Leyden on Ireland AM.
Now you're very welcome back. It's super easy to whip up and great for making with the children. This morning, Catherine Leyden is serving up delicious coconut buns.
Good morning. Easier. Good morning.
And we were saying old-fashioned coconut buns. These are one of the first things that you learnt even to make.
Doing domestic science or home economics as it is now. Yeah. Now into the bowl there, I've just put 225 grams, 8 ounces of our Odlums cream plain flour. I've added just a pinch of salt. It was only a pinch. You thought I put more in.
You look like you were putting half the thing as whole salt cellar into it.
Then I'm going to add a teaspoonful of baking powder, and we just mix those ingredients together.
Yeah.
Now to that I'm going to rub in 75 grams, that's 3 ounces of butter. And this is best, unlike pastry where you have it as cold or as hard as possible. The softer you have this, the better. The quicker you're going to get it rubbed through the dry ingredients, okay? So now we have...
Nice room temperature.
Room temperature, tips of the fingers, lift the mixture to introduce air through. Now, to that, I'm going to add 75 grams, 3 ounces of golden caster sugar. You can use the regular caster sugar if you wish. Now, some people may wonder, how would I manage if I use the ordinary granulated sugar? It makes them a little bit coarse in texture.
Right.
It's best if you have the caster sugar. Now, to that, we're going to add 50 grams, 2 ounces of desiccated coconut.
Right.
So we've all the dry ingredients in there now, the flour, salt, baking powder, butter, sugar and coconut, okay? Now, to that, we're going to add the liquid ingredients. And here I have a quarter pint of milk,
an egg,
150 mils, a quarter pint of milk, 1 egg, and you can beat the egg first of all if you wish, but to be honest, Alan, I find if you just tip the egg into the milk and lightly beat with a fork, it will work okay for you.
So it's all quite simple then, isn't it?
Really cinch. And you make... Now, don't put it all in at first, just in case.
Yeah. Right?
Now we just stir to bring the ingredients together to a fairly stiff, but not too stiff a dough. A dough that's a little bit too wet to handle. That's about the best way of describing it.
Okay.
So we're just going to add a little bit more of the milk, just ever so slightly more, and that's ready for off. Now all you do now is drop dessert spoonfuls or tablespoonfuls of the dough. That's what it looks like. That's the consistency of it. Yeah. So we now just...
So you wouldn't have needed all the milk then?
No, just about a teaspoonful left, yeah. You would get away with tossing it all in, but it's a little bit on the wet side for that. So now we just drop spoonfuls of the mixture, just like that, onto a greased baking tray, or else a tray lined with baking parchment, as I have here. So we're just going to... Now, depending on how big or how small you make them, you will get about 12 from it. But I'm making these a bit on the large side today.
I was going to say, and you're not sort of trying to round them off or anything like that. It's all quite rough and ready.
Rough and ready.
Yep.
There we go. Couldn't be easier.
Or rustic, should we say?
Rustic is the word.
Rustic is the word.
Now, these go in a preheated oven that must be at... Ooh.
You're all right there,
My whole hip has given me awful jib.
Oh, give me a fright there.
Now, 200 degrees centigrade, 400 Fahrenheit.
Look at them.
Gas mark 6 for about 15 minutes. Now, I keep them down towards the centre of the oven, Alan, just to make sure that they don't get scorched or burned on top.
And this is where you start doing you have to let them cool first of all. Yeah.
So you see, that's what they look like. You just leave them on the tray for about 3 or 4 minutes. Then onto a wire tray. And you see how quickly they come off.
This is when you put the bit of jam.
And then when they're gone cold, then, as you saw me doing earlier, you
here they are
brush jam on top. And then
Mark has his one ready already.
Has he really?
He has. Oh, you've eaten it.
Well done, Mark.
See the way she was going through them. I was afraid there wouldn't be one left for me.
Where did you eat it?
Over there, while I was watching you doing it. Oh, get your retaliation in early, Catherine.
Absolutely, Mark, absolutely.
I love coconut.
So, then when they're like that, then
you put jam on top when they're gone cold, because if you put the jam on now, it's going to melt.
And you were dipping them.
And then dip them into
the coconut.
Exactly.
And you have them here then.
Do you remember the coconut biscuits? What were they called? Was it Polo?
They were Polo, that's right. Yeah. I love them.
Now, Mark could cut one open and put butter on it.
Oh, yeah.
And what's wrong with that?
I was just saying, there's not enough calories there for you. No.
Listen, butter makes everything taste better.
No, it does. Are you one of the grass-fed butter people, Catherine?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, so am I. I'm gone back to it.
Would you look at me?
Gone back. No, but I actually, do you know what I think? I think it's, in moderation, I think it's better than these low-fat spreads and all these types of things.
I think it's just... It's just as healthy if you do say in moderation.
In moderation. You're not having another one.
Yes, I am.
You know what you have to toss
My
that.
mother, you are.
At least you know with the butter what you're eating.
Yeah.
You know? You know what you're
My
getting.
wife and I love coconut because, apart from the fact that we love it, we also love it because the kids don't.
So you have it for yourself.
So if
we
you
get
have
stuff-
something with coconut in it, it's
you
there.
can leave it there, and otherwise it'll be scavenged.
Coconut
It'll be gone.
biscuits in the press for a week.
But I remember years and years ago when coconuts were kind of exotic. You only ever saw them on telly.
Oh, it's all, yeah.
And
We never
my
had
father, he was about 7 or 8, my father brought a pair of them home. And we were all going, oh
what's
my
that?
God, it was like
pair
something
of
from UK on
coconuts.
the Bounty. Yeah.
Now, Alan Hughes, where are we getting
No, come
you
here.
from?
Oh, for God's sake, I'm saying he brought a pair of coconuts
He brought
home.
a pair of coconuts home. The problem was that nobody, including my father, knew how to get the bloody things open.
Yeah.
That's like a hammer to it.
Well, that's true, they're terribly hard.
These are unmerciful belts, and of
And
course
then the
things
coconut
shattered
milk went
everywhere.
There you go.
And they're filled full of coconut
Yeah,
milk as well, too.
gorgeous.
So they're
Obviously, they're called coconuts.
I'm not going there, right?
Your dad brought home a pair of coconuts and you didn't know what to do with them.
They broke them. Broke them with the hammer.
He still doesn't know what to do with a pair of coconuts.
Maybe you could give me a
Maybe
demonstration.
I might. Now, enough of that now. Eat your coconut cake. Catherine, they'll be demolished now.
You know that. You really are.
They'll be demolished in 2 minutes.
2 minutes and we get them cool. Now we get them ready with the
That's
jam on
great.
them.
2 minutes.
Mark's on his third one now.
No, second.
Thank you very
Second
much
one.
for
My
that, Catherine.
pleasure, my
Always a
pleasure.
pleasure. Now, still to come, we're going to be looking at tonight's Europa League final between Manchester United and Dutch heavyweights Ajax. Stay with us for
Great recipes start with Odlums. Proud sponsors of Catherine Leyden on Ireland AM.